What's up, YouTube? Demi here with a starter build guide for a super generic elemental caster character that should work with any Templar ascendancy, any Witch ascendancy, and any Shadow ascendancy. This is just meant to be like an idea for you to work off of. It's like the most generic character I could come up with that could still like enter and clear maps just fine on even a 4-link, utilizing generic elemental damage spells. So any spell, any ascendancy, should be able to use this character to level up with. This is the path of building. It'll be linked in the description below this video. It has leveling trees, so here's your level, your first one, your second one, your third one, your fourth one. Like, it's all there. It goes all the way up to level 92. I can probably do another one for 93 onwards if you really feel like pushing that far. But the character is just designed to work with any generic spell. So I have, right now, I'm using a 4-link Glacial Cascade setup. Grab a low tier map. We'll just go into there. Armory, sure. Al can go. Those are, in fact, words. Okay. It's just like, it's not a holy shit high damage character, obviously, but it's got good life. It's got good survivability. It's got lots of room for customization. And considering that I'm on a 4-link and this is a tier 2 map with a negative damage modifier on it, like, I'm pretty sure it's fine. I don't even have any ascendancy points allocated as well. I don't know if I said that. This character has no ascendancies, so this is just like a stupidly generic character that, with all of the self-cast buffs coming next league, should work just fine with literally any spell. Like, this is Glacial Cascade, right? So if I swap into, I don't know, let's try Winter Orb. I haven't actually tried this yet. It should work with everything, for the most part. I should probably be using GMP for Winter Orb, huh? That would probably help a lot. But as you can see, it still kills things, even though it's not GMP'd and not the correct links. But it works. Next skill, I don't have a green for that. Let's try Incinerate. Sure, Incinerate, Conk Effect, Spell Echo, Control Destruction. We don't need Spell Echo, so put in LE Focus. We don't need Conk Effect, put in AoE. Alright, we got a little 4-link going. But yeah, the point of this was just to like give you guys a character to work off of if you're not sure what to start with. This character should be able to get into maps utilizing complete shit gear and a 4-link, or maybe if you want to farm like a Tabula and Blood Aqueducts, you could do that, and you should still be able to like kill things without any real effort. Since they're adding a bunch of new spells, channeling spells, self-cast spells, all that stuff, like this will work for any of the elemental ones. For chaos spells, it's going to be a slightly different skill tree, but this should help you learn a little bit about the basics of like taking a character to endgame, you know? All of my gear, which we'll go over, let me just kill some more things. I don't know. Do I need to keep showing spells? What else can we throw in there? Let's throw in a Ball Lightning, why not? Ball Lightning with Spell Echo, and that's probably good. Look, it's a 4-link Ball Lightning, and I'm clearing T2 maps. Like, this character should be able to get to endgame without any real issues, utilizing self-found gear. Just try to cap your resist, get a decent amount of life on your character, and you'll be fine. But yeah, to prove, I have no ascendancy points allocated. I'm level 92. Like, this is just a bunch of garbage thrown together. None of my gear is worth more than anything. Like here, I'll show you the gear. So, guess what? Life resist, I'm sorry, with the weapon, a little bit of damage, like elemental damage, some lightning dispel, some spell damage. I literally picked up a scepter from the vendor. This is I-69 and alked it, and then crafted spell damage on it for like 8 alterations. That's all it is. Helmet, life resist. Amulet, life mana regen, nothing else. Shield, life resist. Ring, life mana regen in 9 int for some reason. Ring, life resist. Chest, I already said that, life resist Dex. Gloves, life and stats. Belt, life resist. Boots, life movement speed resist. Like, it's pretty simple. This is literally a 1 property, flat damage to spells. My jewels are a 1 property, just life. This one has 2% cast speed and some fizz damage, I guess, for Glacial Cascade. The other spells get nothing. This is a 1 stat area damage. This is a 1 stat spell damage. This is a 1 stat cast speed. This is a 2 stat life cast speed. Like, they're all garbage. All of my gear is garbage. I'm on a 4-link and I can do tier 2 maps because it's a spellcaster and you scale your damage based off of your gem levels. So by the time you get to maps, your gem should be like level 17, 18, 19. You should be able to kill things, no problem. And again, it works for all 3 of these the classes because I'm touching all 3 starter ports. It's like, if you want to be a Templar, be a Templar. You want to be a witch, be a witch. You want to be a shadow, be a shadow. It doesn't matter. Any of them work. And they're adding all those new Fizz to Chaos or Fizz to LE conversion spells. Those all work here. Yeah, it's just like super generic. The path of building, I've included the gem setups for a bunch of stuff, just in case like you want to pick any of these spells. If you want to add your own spell, if I didn't include it, if like the new skills are added to path of building in time for league start, then you're just gonna go here. You're gonna click a gem name. I don't know, what's a gem? Arctic Breath, Armageddon Brand. I don't know. Let's do. I don't think I have Blade Vortex. No, I do. Give me another spell that we don't have selected already. Freeze Pulse. I don't think I made one for that. So you select the skill, whatever it is, and then you select the skill over here. And it'll automatically sort the gems by DPS after that. So it'll just tell you what the best ones are. You need to use some thought process here, because if you're using a projectile skill, you're most likely going to want greater multiple projectiles. If you're using an area skill, you're probably going to want AoE/conk effect, you know, stuff like that. But after that, you put your one quality of life thing, and then if you're using like Ball Lightning earlier, I wanted to use Spell Echo. You're probably going to want to use Spell Echo with this as well, just so you cast a bunch. And it also gives one of the most DPSs that you can get. There's your 3-link, and then you just add your 4th link, which is apparently Cold to Fire. Bam. 4-link, 55k DPS. If you have a 5-link, you just do it again. Control Destruction. 80k DPS. Do it again. Elemental Focus. 120k DPS. Wow, incredible. Utilizing complete garbage. All of this gear you could find solo self out pretty easily, and because it's all rares, it's very, very easy to overcap your resistances. You're not using any uniques. If you have some uniques, great. If you had like an Axiom Perpetuum or a Life Sprig or a Gold Rim, or like, I don't know, what else could you get shield-wise? Wrathpith Globe, like you can get so much better gear than this solo self out on day 1 of the league. And if you have a couple chaos to throw at something, you could probably get something better than this. Like, this gear is just garbage. This everything about this character is garbage, so you should be able to customize it to however you like. Like if you want to play a projectile based version, we are close to some projectile nodes. You can just take the projectile nodes, right? If you want to take some area stuff, you're playing an area damage skill, take some area damage stuff, and then you could like disconnect over here. Bam, you're now area damage spec. You could even take more area damage stuff if you wanted. If you're playing a duration skill, like if you're playing Blade Vortex, we're right next to the skill effect duration nodes. Just grab those. If you want to grab like, I don't know, some more specific elemental damage stuff, you're playing a pure fire damage stuff, you could go up here, take up some fire damage, you know, take some lightning damage, whichever kind of skill you're using, and you'll be able to just scale the build even further. If you wanted more cast speed, you could take more cast speed. It's all right next to our skill tree, so it's just like, you want to take some extra damage nodes because it feels bad? Do it. By all means, have fun. If you want to take like some, if you're specializing in lightning, take lightning. If you're not, take cold, fire. It doesn't matter. Everything else on the skill tree is just purely generic spell damage, elemental damage. So it's like any spell will work with this character. As for the gear stat priorities, again, we talked about that. You're gonna want spell damage, elemental damage, cast speed, flat damage to spells. Shield, life resist. If you can get mana regen or cast speed on that, I think you can do that as well. Helmet, life resist, stats if you need it. Chest piece, life resist stats, or you can farm blood aqueducts for a tabula. If what the heck's the button? If you want to get a 6-link early on, go to Act 9 and just spam blood aqueducts for a couple hours. While you're doing that, maybe do chaos recipe. Turn in a full set of rare gear like a weapon, shield, or 2 weapons, or a 2-handed weapon, doesn't matter. Helmet, amulet, rings, chest, gloves, boots, belt. Turn that into the vendor. You'll get 2 chaos for unID'd, 1 chaos for ID'd. If you want to. I recommend putting it, if you don't know like what items are good or not, identify the items, put them in that tab for sale for a chaos. Just list the tab for a chaos, you know, and leave them in their ID'd. If they're worth more than a chaos, you're going to get a shitload of PMs for that item, in which case you should probably look it up and try to price it higher. If you don't get any PMs for it, use it for the chaos recipe. Or you can just do unID'd and get twice as much chaos, right? But this zone will drop the humility card, which is a div card that gives a tabula. You should be able to get a full set if you're farming by yourself within like a couple hours. If you buy the cards in the meantime with the currency that you get from farming blood aqueducts, it'll be even faster. They should be like 2 or 3 or 4 chaos at the beginning of the league, day 1. So if you farm that, do a couple chaos recipes while you're doing it, and you should be able to afford your 6-link, which means you'll do twice as much damage as I do with the 4-link. But I was still able to do tier 2 maps with the 4-link. Remember that. Gear stat priorities for your gloves. Life, resist, stats if you need it. Attack speed is great, whatever. Boots, life resist, movement speed. Amulet, just life resist, life resist, I guess you can get cast speed on an amulet, stats if you need them. Rings, life resist stats. Other ring, life resist stats. Belt, life resist. Jewels, any extra damage to spells, cast speed, spell damage, anything like that. Whatever your skill is, try to get jewels that match that. Like if you're using a lightning projectile skill, get lightning damage, projectile damage, spell damage while holding a shield, you know, super generic stuff. This character without any gear on and without like anything from it. Let me just take all of this gear off. I think I had 4.8k life without gear on. Something like that. None of my flasks are like hard to get. They're just all stuff you'll get while leveling. No, sorry, 3.6k life with no gear on. I have 186% max life, which is pretty high, honestly, for a spellcaster. A lot of characters, like if you had actual good gear, you could probably get 6k life plus with this character. As for flasks, I have a consecrated ground flask with freeze, a bleed flask. Okay, so when it comes to flasks, you need a bleed flask and a freeze flask. The rest of the suffixes, it doesn't matter where they are. Just get a bleed flask, get a freeze flask. The rest of them is just like you need a life flask. You're probably going to want some kind of assault flask, quicksilver flask. You might need a mana flask, maybe, but probably not with our gem setups, which we'll get into now. So you have the skill tree, the super generic skill tree. Any of your ascendancies, it doesn't really matter. Just pick something that makes sense for your whatever your character you're playing. Gem links for your auras. Where are they? Where about aura setup? I have Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice, just some free extra damage to spells, you know, nothing major. I also have a Blasphemy setup with a Warlord's Mark. This gives us an AoE curse that gives us life and mana leech, so we don't have to worry about mana, we don't have to worry about life, we leech whenever we hit anything. We also get endurance charge generation for a little bit extra damage, or sorry, resistance fizz mitigation. I have a decoy totem, which I don't usually use, but if you're fighting a boss, you just drop the decoy totem and then cast at it. The boss will attack the totem, so just do that. I also have an Orb of Storm, since we are elemental overload. We get free damage if we've crit in the past 8 seconds, which you should be able to do all the time just by casting normally. But if you can't on a boss, you can just like drop Orb of Storms and it'll hit things. You also get a little bit of extra damage when you're standing in it. Doesn't matter where these are linked, just random 1 links Orb of Storm Decoy Totem, 2 link Blasphemy Warlords, a random 1 link Herald. I have a 3 link Flame Dash setup, so I can get over ledges and stuff, and occasionally it'll proc Arcane Surge, which gives you more spell damage and mana regen. This should probably be lower level, I think. Yeah, you're going to want a super low level Arcane Surge, so just like, you can grab that from Act 1. Just get a low level one, get a Flame Dash, get a faster casting. That'll be your up and down ledges movement skill. Your other movement skill, oh, it's the same level. Your other movement skill will be Shield Charge, right? So you just have a weapon and a shield, you can Shield Charge any weapon that's not a wand. You should be able to Shield Charge with, so Claw, Scepter, is like, for us, we probably want a Scepter, because it's just generic elemental damage implicits, and it allows you to Shield Charge. But if you can't get that, get like a dagger or something. Decent attack speed helps, but it doesn't matter that much. Yeah, that's your gem setups for that. Other cast when damage taken setup, we have cast when damage taken Immortal Call, which gives us, whenever we take a bunch of damage, we get Fizz immunity for a couple seconds because we have Endurance Charge generation from our Warlord's Mark. It's great, a little bit of defenses there. I also have a link to a Lightning Golem, which gives attack and cast speed. If you wanted more life regen, you could use a Stone Golem. If you wanted more, what else would you get? No, that's about it. Lightning or Stone Golem, or I guess Chaos Golem if you want Fizz mitigation. I recommend keeping this cast when damage taken. You see how it says triggers supported spells when you take a total of 1,200 damage? That's this preference. You want to level it up as much as you're comfortable with taking before it procs. I generally do like a quarter of my life. So I have 6k life and it's at 1.2k damage. A little bit more, less than a quarter, so it triggers fairly often. The higher level you go, the less often it'll trigger. Just base it off of however much life you have at the time. And movement skill up here is Shield Charge, Fortify, faster attacks. Fortify gives you a 20% less damage taken from hits buff, which is pretty useful. So Shield Charge into a mob, cast spells at it, run away, it'll die. There you go. Just super simple gear, nothing crazy. I don't even have a chance, like it just doesn't matter. You should be able to get into maps with this character, no problem. And again, it works with any Templar, Witch, or Shadow Ascendancy. Just doesn't matter. If you want to be a Inquisitor, go for it. You get some damage, you get some crit stuff, whatever. You get some pen. You want to be a Guardian for whatever reason, feel free. I don't know if this would be that useful, but you could do it. If you want to be a Witch and you want to go Elementalist, where is it? Up here? You can do it. Go Elementalist. Get a bunch of like Elemental Prolift stuff, some Leech, some Berry damage, pen, you know, just whatever you need. You can go Occultist if you want to get some defensive mechanic stuff. Cannot be chilled, cannot be frozen. Hexproof curses is pretty useful. You know, just things. Necromancer is probably not going to make sense for this since we're not minion based at all. If you wanted to go a Shadow and you wanted to do a Trickster regen based thing, you totally could. If you wanted to play Saboteur and throw in some mines and traps, you could probably do that as well, but we're not mines or trap specialized. Yeah, you could also go Mind Over Matter if you're struggling with getting some life. You can take Mind Over Matter instead of like some damage nodes somewhere, like instead of this. And then you could just spec into mana nodes wherever you feel like. Like here's some mana nodes. Here's some mana nodes. Like you can get a pretty high amount of mana on this character. Pretty good effective life pool without any real effort. And then you just don't reserve the Herald of whatever. You just have Blasphemy. But yeah, any questions, leave them in the comments below this video. I still haven't decided on my starter, but this is just to help you guys pick a generic starter that works with basically anything. So hopefully that helped. You learned something maybe. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but I hope you can in the future. If you have any further questions, feel free to join my Discord or come follow me on stream, twitch.tv/Demi, and ask all the questions you like. Again, I will not be streaming League Start this league because I'll be in Canada doing some family stuff. But when I get back on Monday, I'll resume League like normal. Yeah, I'm kind of sad I'll be missing League Start, but at least I'll be able to tell which skills are shit by the time I get back. Because like I'll be gone until Monday. I'll be gone Friday to Monday, which means that by the time I get back, it'll be pretty established as to which one of the new spells are complete garbage, and so I'll be able to use that information to avoid anything stupid, you know. But yeah, there you go. There's a super generic caster character. I will see you guys tomorrow on stream or on Discord or in the League Start. Who knows? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. That'll be Demi out. Just realized I forgot some things. If you don't know how to install Path of Building, there's a link in the description of this video. You can download it there. And if you don't know how to import your character, there is a paste bin. It'll look like this in the description as well. You copy this. You go to Import, Export, Build in your Path of Building. Your first page will look like this. So you just click New, Import Character, and click Import from Paste Bin and paste it. Make sure there's not a space after it or it won't work. Just like that. Click Import. Good to go. Full character, all the gear, all the skill trees, all that stuff will show up if you're brand new to this. So there you go. Hope that helps.